welcome back to TU TV. My name's Jack.
And I'm Devin.
This weekend, Devin, the biggest event in the world once a year is obviously the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's nothing else that can compare to it. It is an event that is unrivaled in our Earth's history.
Yeah.
And we had another one, our 53rd, and it was so boring.
It was very boring. I mean, it featured a quarterback who's unrivaled as well. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, Jared Goff, one of the best quarterbacks ever. Tom Brady got lucky, as usual. But, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
The sixth time getting lucky in a row.
Sixth time. I mean, what? How do you get lucky 6 times in a row?
Probably because of Gronkowski.
Yeah.
He's just so large. He's just so big that he scares everyone.
Yeah, or Julian Edelman's beard. There's some magic.
Yeah, it's a great.
There's definitely magic.
Great beard. I think he's a leprechaun. He's actually a leprechaun.
Absolutely. He's only like 5'10".
Yeah.
I mean, wait, I'm 5'10".
It's impressive. All right, guys. We'll talk more about that later. So have a good one.
Get hyped because more fresh news is just seconds away.
Democratic Governor Ralph Northam of Virginia is resisting calls for his resignation after a photo of him in a racist costume surfaced. The photo comes from his page in the 1984 Eastern Virginia Medical School yearbook and features a man dressed in blackface and another in Ku Klux Klan robes. The controversy has thrown Virginia into turmoil less than 2 years after the deadly white supremacist rally in Charlottesville. Both demonstrators and Democratic leaders have raised concerns about Northam's ability to continue to govern, including former Vice President Joe Biden, who tweeted in a quote, "There is no place for racism in America. Governor Northam has lost all moral authority and should resign immediately."
The cavity is nearly 1,000 feet tall and covers 2/3 the area of Manhattan. The void once held 15 billion tons of ice, but much of it has melted away in the past 3 years and is causing ice to rapidly melt above it, according to NASA. Thwaites is roughly the size of Florida and is currently responsible for about 4% of global sea rise. The glacier also acts as a backstop for neighboring glaciers, and researchers predict that sea levels could increase by up to 8 feet if they all melt.
In response to increasing sea levels and other global warming phenomenons, tens of thousands of Belgian children walked out of school on Thursday to join demonstrations for action against climate change. Over the past several weeks, a broad environmental protest movement has gathered force across Europe. However, many are worried that adults don't take the issues seriously. Liam, an 18-year-old student protester from Brussels, says that, quote, "Most adults think it's cute that children protest, but maybe we should change the timing of our protests to rush hour," end quote. The country's Prime Minister, Charles Michel, said he is prepared to act, saying, quote, "We need a climate policy that is positive for the environment, but also one that is positive for the purchasing power of the families," end quote.
Speaking of cute animals, the CDC has issued a warning against kissing or snuggling with hedgehogs to prevent the risk of salmonella. According to the agency, there have been 11 people in 8 states sickened by a strain of the bacteria, and in 10 of the 11 cases, those who were reported ill reported contact with a hedgehog. Symptoms of a salmonella infection include diarrhea, fever, and stomach cramps. Therefore, the CDC has warned against kissing or nuzzling them. However, hedgehogs have gained popularity as pets, as California, Georgia, Hawaii, New York City, Pennsylvania, and DC are the only remaining places where they are banned. If you own a hedgehog, be sure to practice safe hygiene with your Little Spike, Sonic, or Shaquille O'Neal.
We now have a special package from news producer Sam Motti about the MLK Day parade from a few weeks ago in which TU students participated. Let's take a look.
On the morning of the MLK Day parade, students were treated to breakfast before loading onto the bus to head downtown. The sidewalks were lined with spectators as people came to celebrate the holiday. Many groups had floats commemorating King and his social justice work, while others celebrated the progress that has been made since his time. Some marched to advocate further change for a variety of current problems and inequalities still present in America today. More than anything, though, the parade was a celebration of culture. TU did their part by closing out the parade and marching in solidarity of Martin Luther and his work towards progress.
That's all that we really
Apparently,
have.
that's all the time we've got for tonight. My opinion on global warming, there's this great document show known as Futurama, in which they had an episode where they took ice from the planet Pluto and dropped it into our oceans. Maybe we can look into that as a cure, but probably
Maybe
not.
if we fund NASA a bit more, we can finally get to Pluto and grab some ice. Thank you for stopping by the TU TV News Desk. I'm William.
And I'm Alexander. Y'all
See you
have a good
guys.
week.
Hey TU TVers, today we got not one but two special interview guests, two TU theater students who will be taking a major role in an upcoming concert reading of a hybrid script novel written by one of TU's own students. We have Mitchell Shorey and Emily Pearson. How are you guys doing today?
Good, how about you?
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about the upcoming concert event of the reading of Seabreeze Academy.
Yeah, so it's a collaboration between TU's theater department and the creative writing department. We're getting to be closer friends. We're hoping that the next couple years will bring more and more collaboration between our departments.
Absolutely. So when is this whole event taking place?
It will be Tuesday, February 26th.
At the Lorton Thornton Center?
No, it'll be in Tyrrell Hall in
Tyrrell Hall.
Adelson Auditorium.
Awesome. So what can you guys tell me about a little bit about the characters you're playing? Emily, we'll start with you.
Okay, well, I'm playing Brooklyn Rivers. She's kind of the epitome stereotype of like the girl who has it all, the academic athlete go-getter girl.
Yeah. Awesome. What about you, Mitchell?
Yeah, I'm Matthew Flynn. I'm one of the centering characters in the sitcom, and I was actually written off of the sitcom and have just been brought back in. So that's kind of what our conversations are centering around.
So that's really cool. What do you guys find most exciting about this event with the collaboration between the theater and also the creative writing program?
Well, I'm excited because it gives us other opportunities to perform outside of the theater, and I've never been a part of a project like this, so.
The stage reading, any experience is good experience.
Absolutely. So the book itself, do you guys know where if someone was interested, where they could find it or read it or purchase it perhaps?
Yeah, Amazon and a lot of local bookstores.
Awesome. What did you guys think of the books yourself? I mean, obviously you're playing it, so you have to like it. But what did you guys think about it?
Really enjoyed it.
It's really different because of the fact that it's written like a script and it's
Instead
supposed
of
to
a
be,
novel.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like a TV show.
Really? So is it taken from like a almost would be closer to a play in style, or?
Yeah,
the
sort
way
of a
it's
screenplay
the
or
way
a
it's written is
script,
very much
yeah.
like dialogue, stage directions.
That's really neat. Okay, awesome. So, Toy, so go into a little bit more depth about the preparation for this, how you guys, like the steps you have to take in going into this, because I have no idea how that is, so.
Yeah, so I mean, it'll involve a deeper study of the text. It'll involve some actors preparation, some character analysis for both of us, I think, and then we have some table readings coming up with the entire cast, where we'll kind of get a feel for how it sounds.
Okay, awesome. So I read in the thing that this was going to be only the beginning of the book. You guys aren't going to perform the whole book, of course,
No.
right?
That would be a small portion.
So like,
It's
from, like what
the
extent?
first 2 chapters.
Just the first 2 chapters? Do you know if there will be like a continuation of it later?
Of the stage reading?
Not that we're aware of right now.
Undetermined, but we'd certainly be happy to continue helping out with that if there was.
Awesome. So personally, what do you guys, like, what's the meaning to you guys as characters? Like, what was your intake from it? Like the whole satirical factor of the book.
Well, it kind of pokes fun at typical like teen
Stereotypes.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all playing those stereotypical characters that you'll see in.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Well, that's all the time we have today. Definitely check out Seabreeze Academy at Tyrrell Hall. And awesome. Thank you guys so much for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'm Devin. See you guys later.
Well, howdy, and welcome back to TU TV Sports. I'm Alex Reed.
And I'm Sam. Our TU basketball teams were in action. The Thunder have hit their midseason stride, and the NFL has finally crowned a champion. Let's jump right in.
The Tulsa men's basketball team endured a tough stretch at the end of January. After falling on the road at Cincinnati, the Golden Hurricane hosted 17th ranked Houston, who had only lost once so far this season. The Cougars would pull away in the first half and win the game 77-65. 3 days later, Tulsa played Memphis at the Reynolds Center in what proved to be a more fruitful outing. Daquan Jeffries enjoyed a career high in points with 25 to lead all scorers. The Golden Hurricane would cruise to a 95-79 win over the Tigers. Tulsa traveled to Wichita on Saturday looking to pull up another conference win. It was a close game, but the Shockers would pull away late to hand Tulsa the L, their 4th in the last 5 games. The Hurricane need to get back to their best this weekend when they host Temple at the Reynolds Center on Saturday.
The Tulsa women's basketball team is in urgent need of good form. After falling at home to Cincinnati, the Golden Hurricane traveled to Houston to take on the Lady Cougars. Tulsa fell victim to a huge second quarter from Houston as they recorded 30 points in the frame. The Lady Cougars would beat Tulsa, who would then shift their attention to a meeting at home with Temple. The Hurricane held a lead in the second half, but the Owls rallied for a win on the road at the Reynolds Center. The Golden Hurricane would then travel to Memphis. Desperate to change their fortunes, Tulsa stormed out to a lead, but the Tigers would fight back late. The last 5 minutes were a frenzy. Memphis would eventually take a lead with 28 seconds to play and hung on, sinking Tulsa to their 5th straight loss. The Golden Hurricane will have 2 games at home this week, capped off by a home game versus Tulane on Sunday.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are absolutely rolling. Since beating the 76ers to break out of their short skid, Oklahoma City has now won 7 of their last 8 games. Paul George has been averaging close to 34 points a game during that stretch. His talismanic performances have put him in the discussion for Defensive Player of the Year and MVP, though he will face tough competition for the latter. Russell Westbrook has broken out of his slump and is averaging a triple-double over the course of this win streak. The former league MVP is on pace to average a triple-double for the 3rd consecutive year. The Thunder are now within touching distance of the Nuggets and Warriors at the top of the Western Conference. Oklahoma City will play next on Thursday at home versus Memphis.
Well, if you missed it, Super Bowl 53 was contested this Sunday at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. The matchup between the Patriots and the Rams was one that promised to be a classic. Both teams, who boasted explosive offenses, could only muster a total of 6 points through the first 3 quarters. The Patriots would finally score the game's first touchdown with 7 minutes remaining. The Rams couldn't respond in time, and the Patriots would claim their 3rd Super Bowl title in 5 years. Julian Edelman was the game's MVP, catching 10 passes for 141 yards. The defensive duo produced the lowest scoring title game in NFL history with a final score of 13-3.
Man, that halftime show was so disappointing.
It was.
The worst I've ever seen.
It was very boring.
I mean, there was Maroon 5, there was Travis Scott, Big Boy. I know none of them. Give me Blake Shelton. You know, give me some country singers.
You're right.
That's all I'm asking for.
You're right. Looks like they're cutting us off, Alex. You can wrap us up.
I'm Alex Reed.
And I'm Sam. Cheers, guys.
Thanks for watching sports.
Welcome back to the campus calendar. I'm your host, Sierra Thorne. Here's this week's events. On February 5th, TUTV is having an open house for our Media Lab's new hours. Here you can participate in learning activities ranging from hosting a podcast to even producing a video. Come to Kendall Hall and join us. On February 6th, Study Abroad is having an information session on the third floor of Hardesty Hall. Also, don't forget to go to vote for your new spring senators on Harvey. Polls are open at 9 a.m. February 6th to February 7th at 9 p.m. And let's not forget to support the women's basketball team versus SMU at 7 p.m. On February 7th, we start off Black History Month with an Anita Hill and Baisley Ford comparison and discussion in the Lorton Performance Center at 7 p.m. Sweaters will be given out, so come and celebrate Black History Month with ABC. On February 9th, we have men's basketball versus Temple at 11 a.m. Bring your best TU spirit and come watch a good game. Thank you for tuning in to your campus calendar. I'm Sierra Thorne, and I'll be back next week with all your campus events. Until then, have a great week.
Hello and welcome to TUTV Entertainment. I'm Christina Boole.
And I'm Brett, and yesterday I asked you, are you subscribed to PewDiePie? Let's get started.
Netflix's soon-to-be released movie about Ted Bundy, a serial killer that murdered over 30 women in the 1970s, has been under fire for sexualizing Bundy, who was played by Zac Efron. Some of Bundy's victims were supposedly charmed by his good looks and other characteristics. One of his survivors, Kathy Kleiner Rubin, spoke out to TMZ stating, quote, "I don't have a problem with people looking at it as long as they understand that what they're watching wasn't a normal person. It's not really glorifying him, it's showing him," end quote. Rubin was attacked when she was 20 years old in her sorority house in 1978 at Florida State University, where two of her Chi Omega sisters were killed and her roommate was also attacked. Rubin also states that, quote, "hopefully it will make women be more aware of their surroundings and be cautious," end quote.
YouTube's favorite uncle, Shane Dawson, is back on the internet with another series. Since June of 2018, the 10-year award-winning YouTuber has been gaining more interest to his channel for creating documentary series, which include The Truth About Tanacon, The Secret World of Jeffree Star, and The Mind of Jake Paul. He recently posted the first part of his new series, Conspiracy Theories with Shane Dawson, in which he focuses on deepfakes, iPhone conspiracies, and conspiracies about the California wildfires, Wazlezi, and Campfire. Shane's 20 million subscribers have been waiting for another video since his 2-month break, with one subscriber stating, quote, "Shane and his crew is like Netflix on steroids," end quote. The second part of his new series will be posted on Wednesday, February 6th.
Disney has decided to help celebrate Black History Month by giving $1.5 million to the United Negro College Funds and letting the public view the Marvel movie Black Panther for free in over 250 AMC theaters around the United States from February 1st to the 7th. The CEO and president of UNCF, Dr. Michael Lomax, stated, quote, "We know that providing aspiring young minority talent with scholarships and professional development opportunities is vital to making their dreams a reality," end quote. Black Panther was the 7th highest grossing movie in the United States in 2018 and is up for 7 Oscar nominations. In response to Black Panther's success, Disney also donated $1 million to the Boys and Girls Club of America and to various STEM programs around the nation.
Fox's newest live musical, Rent, has become the lowest viewed live production on television. The live show, based on Jonathan Larson's beloved 90s Broadway musical, reverted to most of their dress rehearsal footage from the night before, after one of the main actors, Brennan Hunt, broke his foot during a dress rehearsal. Live productions of musicals have been on the small screen since 2013, starting with NBC's production of The Sound of Music. And since then, Fox and NBC have been producing live musicals, which include Jesus Christ Superstar, The Wiz, Grease, Hairspray, Peter Pan, and The Rock, a horror picture show. Views have fluctuated over the years from over 18 million viewers during The Sound of Music to more than 4 million viewers during Grease. Rent, however, had only around 3 million viewers.
Jason Reitman has announced that he will be directing the next Ghostbuster movie after his father, Ivan, who directed the original in 1984. On Twitter, Entertainment Weekly tweeted, quote, "Exclusive, Jason Reitman is directing a new #Ghostbuster movie," end quote. Where Reitman responded, tweeting, quote, "Finally got the keys to the car," end quote. Reitman is also a part of writing the script, where it will be set in a world that was saved decades earlier by the proton pack wearing working stiffs in the original 1984 movie. Reitman has been nominated for an Oscar for Juno and Up in the Air, which was released last year. The new Ghostbusters is set to be released sometime in 2020. So, who is Shane Dawson?
What? Oh, okay. So for those of you at home that don't know a lot about YouTube, I gotta make this quick. Shane Dawson is basically your favorite uncle that makes some pretty great content. He's a little overdramatic, but you should really subscribe if you aren't, and sub to PewDiePie. I know, I'm getting there. My name's Brett.
And I'm Christina.
We'll see you next time.
All right, guys. So once again,
Okay.
once again, we have some heat being discussed by Alex about the halftime show. So he was wanting a little bit of a little country representation, but I mean, obviously, we were wanting the SpongeBob representation that we did not get.
Absolutely. I want some of the SpongeBob representation.
I'm going to go sicko mode on the NFL right now if they don't put SpongeBob in the next game. It's unreal.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if we're being real here, folks, I bet like 9 out of 10 people don't even know what SpongeBob is that watch the Super Bowl, or like doesn't know about the victory.
I don't know.
Sweet victory. So it's, why would they put that in just to like please the millennials? I hate millennials.
Aren't you?
I'm a Zoomer, okay?
Okay.
I was born in 2005.
That would be Generation Y, as in why bother?
Are you a Zoomer?
No, I'm a millennial, barely.
When's a Zoomer? What are Zoomers then?
I don't know, man.
Is that
I've
like
never
2000?
heard that.
That's the thing, Zoomers.
You could be right.
Zoomers,
I don't know.
Zoomers subscribe to PewDiePie. I know that's a fact.
Everybody subscribed to PewDiePie.
Especially
BT
Zoomers.
series.
No, I think I identify as a Zoomer, even though I'm technically I guess Generation Y. I guess.
I have no clue.
It doesn't really matter.
I thought Generation Y was like 2001 and above.
I'm right below that then. So am I a millennial?
You should be a millennial.
I'm so mad. I hate millennials so
We don't
much.
have to fit the stereotype.
I'm kidding. No, I'm a Zoomer. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. All you Zoomers out there, have a great evening. And love you.
Smash like.
Smash like.